We are back trying to break up with our Yandere boyfriend, and so far I am failing horribly. Apparently they've changed quite a few things about the game, mainly about the UI and how they actually choose to present the game. However, I don't want to go back and play through all this again. I am no longer the same lad with all the energy I had at the beginning of this year. What has this year done to us? Jesus. But yeah, in case you guys haven't checked out the previous episode, please do check it out. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere up here. But anyway. Soren catches your fleeting glance out the window and smiles at you. I was really happy when you said you'd come for dinner. We haven't seen each other much lately. You know how work's been lately. So busy I can barely find time to eat. Truth is, that's not the only reason you haven't been seeing him. But for now, you're grateful you can use work as an excuse. Eager to move on from the awkward subject, you glance around the room. Why am I glancing around the room? I hope Princess isn't off somewhere causing trouble. Unlike you, he doesn't look away. His eyes stay fixed on you. Don't worry, love. She's usually well behaved. She's probably asleep in my room. Working in such a stressful environment must be wearing you down. To be honest, the first thought that crosses your mind every morning before starting work is to resign. But right now, you're sure he doesn't need to know that. That's nothing I can't handle. I'm almost used to my boss's nonsense by now. What about you? How's everything on your end? He pauses as he slices a thick piece of meat from his plate. Since he doesn't enjoy talking about his job, all you know is that compared to yours, he has more control over his hours and working conditions and definitely earns more working in the field of cybersecurity. And that doesn't change now. Same as always, love. Everything's fine. I'm glad to hear that. As dinner continues, the conversation drifts to more everyday topics, becoming so simple and comforting that it almost makes you forget why you came here in the first place. Indistinguishable from your usual familiar evening meetups. I can't make any other choices, so I will finish my chops. As you finish all the meat on your plate and run your tongue over the remaining sauce on your knife. But are we not going to address the fact that we're basically just leaning across from Soren? I think that's his name. Just leaning over him and just oh, excuse me, I need to finish my chops. Just what the hell? You lift your head, only to lock eyes with Soren. Your cheeks flush involuntarily as you quickly set the knife back down. Given how fast you've cleared your full plate, you're sure you must look like you've been starved for weeks. It was really delicious. I've only been eating ready-made stuff lately. Miraculously, when Soren looks at you, he must see something other than your oil-slicked face because he smiles warmly. I'm glad your appetite's back, love. When I first saw you at the door, I almost thought you were sick. Your face looks more alive now. You regret skipping makeup and try not to let it show on your face. Must have just been exhaustion. Most likely. Would you like me to fry a few more chops for you? Despite how full you are, something stirs inside you at Soren's generous offer, an odd hunger returning without warning. But is it real appetite or just a distraction from everything else you can't bring yourself to focus on tonight, your last evening with him? Either way, it doesn't justify making Soren go through the trouble in the middle of dinner. As you scan the table to consider other options, your eyes drift to his plate. You notice he's only halfway through what's already a generous portion compared to yours. Still, his chops look different. Spicier, crispier, somehow more flavorful. Surely he didn't save the best for himself. It's probably just your greed skewing your perception. Whatever the case, your mouth waters enough to turn back to him. Can I have your chops? There's no need to trouble yourself. Maybe I could try a little from yours. They seem kind of different. Soren's smile remains in place, yet you catch a flicker of darkness in his eyes. Is he secretly a cannibal? Am I reading this wrong? Are you not just a Yandere, but also a cannibal? Yeah, I didn't think you'd notice. You're right, love. It's game meat. Male mouvlon. A type of wild sheep. The butcher said it was fresh, so wanted to try it. Still, might be a bit heavy for your stomach. His tone stays gentle, yet there's a faint hesitation buried in his words. Whether he's unsure of the cut or the recipe, you can't tell. You recall the 2 separate pans he used while cooking. Most likely, the unlabeled meats you saw in the fridge came from the same animal. Even so, your curiosity outweighs your caution. You're ready to ignore even the risk of food poisoning. I doubt a single bite could hurt. Must be delicious. Everything you make is. Soren smiles again, though something in his gaze shifts, curiosity replacing caution. Are you sure? I've never been more certain. Tilting his head slightly, he speaks in that familiar, soft voice. As you wish, my love. Instead of moving the cut to your plate, he rises and walks over, slicing a small piece just for you. Rain pounds against the windows, and for a moment, the clang of the knife against the dish blurs with the storm outside. Open up, sweetheart. Okay, I'm opening up. Soren! I'm ready! Wait, he's trying to give me his meat. I see. Yes, I was so... God, I was so ready to take his meat like you wouldn't even know. The gesture feels strange, but you're used to Soren's occasional bursts of romantic whimsy, so you let him feed you. Boobs! You place a piece of meat into your mouth in one bite. Soren doesn't take his eyes off of your face. Chew it well, my love. As the meat melts on your tongue, a burst of spices comes first, followed by something unexpected. A lighter, sweeter note hits your palate. How is it? There's a subtle tension in Soren's face, as if he can taste the meat himself through you. Does he want to taste his own meat? You know, he always gets a little nervous when trying out a new recipe on you, but this feels different. You can't help but wonder if he's unusually sensitive to criticism about his cooking. Thankfully, at this moment, there's nothing on your mind but praise. Delicious! Now I understand why you didn't want to share. I was only teasing. It's truly amazing. How about giving me your butcher's address? His expression softens completely. No need for that. I'll make it for you anytime you like, my love. For a few unannounced seconds, the warmth of Soren's palm cradles your cheek. Then his thumb gently wipes a drop of oil from the corner of your lips. You catch a glimpse of him bringing that thumb to his own lips before he returns to his seat. His plate stays on your side of the table. Please, eat as much as you want. I'm so glad you're open to new taste. Next time, I'll prepare something even more special. Next time? Oh, you have no idea if there will be a next time, but... you don't push it. I'll be looking forward to it. Just promise me it won't be during the holiday season. Soren's only response is a sweet laugh. As you take another sip of wine, the lingering taste remains on your tongue. You reach for another piece of the chop. Why? Try to bring up your I don't think I can bring up my decision. I wait. You realize how late it's gotten, both the meal and the hour. Only when Soren rises from the table to bring dessert. At the start of this evening, you'd planned to end things between you two for good. But now, here you are, seated across from him, having finished an ordinary dinner like any other night. After washing the grease from your face and rinsing your mouth in the bathroom, you return to the dining table before Soren does. I check my phone. You can't be You can't be serious! You said 40,000 words! You said 40,000! No, ain't no way! Oh, I'm starting to wonder if I should just break up with my Yandere boyfriend. Should I just go down a route when I try to break up with him? I don't know, but if you guys do want to see me try to break up with my Yandere boyfriend too, let me know in the comments below, because maybe they'll be a lot more interesting than whatever that was. He gave me his meat, and not in the way I wanted. God damn. Anyway, thank you all so much for watching. Hope you all have a lovely rest of the day. And, as always, I'll be seeing you in the next video. This is Lion, signing off. Ciao.